Hey, welcome to another episode of Behind the Picture. Today, we are talking about fear and how to use fear to actually get success. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Carty. I help photographers that are looking to leave that 9 to 5 grind and are trying to transition into the life of a professional photographer. I've been a pro for 33 years. I've photographed tons of people. You can look at my website, see the links in the video description. Today we are talking about fear, and fear is something that every photographer, whether you're an emerging photographer or whether you're an established photographer, we encounter fear. We all have unique journeys, but one thing that often stands in the way of turning our passion into an actual profession is fear. So today we're going to explore how fear and success are actually intertwined and how you can actually overcome the fears that are holding you back. Let's get it on. By the way, if you're watching me live, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me during this amazing live show on a Sunday. Let's talk about understanding the role of fear. Fear is a natural part of any creative journey. It really is. And it's that nagging voice that questions your ability, that second guesses your decisions and paralyzes you when you're about to do something big. Fear can be debilitating, and oftentimes it can make you feel stuck and unsure of your next steps. Fear obviously manifests in various forms. We can feel a fear of rejection. We can feel a fear of failure, or even a fear of success. Like deep down, I have this fear of being like super successful, and I don't know what it is. And it's something that I'm trying to battle continually. Each type of fear has its own way of holding you back and can be deeply ingrained. Often it's stemming from past experiences or the pressure that we get from society. Fear can also lead to procrastination. Instead of taking action, you might find yourself constantly preparing, perfecting, never really feeling ready to actually put your work out there. It's a different kind of avoidance. And that avoidance, it reinforces the fear and it keeps you from actually making progress. So here's a solution. Recognize that fear isn't the enemy. It's simply a result of a lack of information, a lack of experience, and a lack of belief. And the good news is actually you can overcome it. You can overcome it by leaning into it, by understanding that fear is a natural response. You can start to see as fear as a signal rather than a roadblock. So if you reframe your perspective on fear, instead of viewing it as something to avoid, see fear as an opportunity for growth. Fear often indicates that you're on the verge of something significant, something that can lead to substantial personal and professional development. Educate yourself. Educate yourself about fear and the effects of fear. Knowledge is power, and understanding the psychology behind fear helps demystify it, and it makes our fear more manageable. Resources like reading books, there's so many amazing books that I've read about how to battle fear. Great articles, there's podcasts, there's newsletters, there's talks on fear. It can encourage you, and understand the encouragement that you get from these sources can be incredibly helpful and enlightening. So here's how you can action it. Identify specific fears that you have related to your photography. What are the things that you're actually afraid of, scared of, relating to this field? Write them down. Acknowledging these fears, it's the first step to understanding and eventually overcoming them. Once you write them down and you identify them, categorize them based on the impact and how often they're happening. Like, you can categorize them and realize, like, if you set time aside each week to reflect on those fears, and if you use a journal to document your thoughts, your experiences, your progress, writing about your fears helps you externalize them. It gets them out of your body and it makes them less intimidating and way easier to confront. So, share your fears. Like, we keep all this stuff inside, but if you share your fears with somebody you trust, your bestie, a mentor, a coach, discussing your fears openly can provide new perspectives and support. Often, just talking about your fears reduces their power and it makes you feel less like you're by yourself. So, we can use the dynamics of fear and weave them into success. We actually have that ability. But listen to this. We're afraid of fear, so we avoid it. But when you push into fear, your fear decreases. Like when you push into it, it gets smaller. At the same time, when you pull away, when you pull away from your fear increases. When we avoid what scares us, it only gives it more power. That avoidance can create a cycle of fear where you actually, the longer you avoid the things that you're fearing, the more daunting they become. Fear can literally create barriers to success by keeping you within your comfort zone. You know, your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die. Like when you stay in that safe space, it might feel secure, but it also limits your growth opportunities. Like you miss out on experiences that could help you improve and excel in your photography career. The fear of failure stops us from taking risks. However, those risks are necessary for learning and for innovation. Without stepping out of your comfort zone, you won't discover the new techniques, the ideas, the opportunities that could significantly advance your career. So here's your solution. You have to confront your fears head on. By doing so, you diminish their hold. They don't have a hold over you, and you're able to make progress in your photography career. Facing fears directly can build resilience and confidence, empowering you to tackle even bigger challenges in the future. So, adopt a proactive approach to fear. Instead of waiting for fear to subside, take deliberate acts to actually face it. That approach not only reduces the fear, but it also builds the habit of courage and action, which is essential for lifelong success. Like, we're trying to be photographers forever. Like, this is our whole life. So embrace courage and embrace action, because that's how you have long-term success. Create a support system. I've created a support system for you. I've created a Discord group, and that Discord group is a group of emerging and struggling photographers just like you who are going through the same things that you are, and you're not in it. Like literally, if you're not in my Discord, you're not using the support system that I've built for you as a part of this channel. There's a newsletter, there is a YouTube channel, and there is a community. It's 3 different free ways that you can actually create a support system for yourself. Surround yourself with people who encourage you and support you when it comes to facing your fears. That network provides reassurance, advice, motivation, and it makes it easier for you to confront and overcome your fear. So here's your action. Choose one fear to confront this week. One. It could be anything from reaching out to a potential client to sharing your work publicly. Take small, manageable steps towards facing your fear. Gradual exposure helps you build confidence without feeling overwhelmed. So this is all part of you developing a plan to face your fear. Break down larger, massive fears into smaller, actionable steps. If you're afraid of public speaking, start by talking to your phone. Present to a small group of friends before moving on to larger audiences. Keep a fear journal. Like, if you're a fearful person, keep a journal of all the things that you're afraid of. Document each fear that you face and reflect on the outcome. Reflect on what you've learned and how it felt. Over time, writing it down will show you your progress and help you reinforce your ability, the fact that, hey, I can handle this fear. I actually can. Yes or yes? So, many photographers feel intimidated by the prospect of reaching out to potential clients or showcasing their work. Those fears hold you back from achieving your goals of working as a photographer. That fear of rejection can be paralyzing. I experienced this my entire career, literally being afraid to reach out to people. Like, being afraid to put myself out there. And you have to understand, this YouTube channel is as much therapy for me as it is helping you. This is me putting myself out there, battling my social anxiety. So don't hesitate to put yourself out there. However paralyzing it is, you gotta do it. Self-doubt might creep in, and self-doubt makes you question your skills. And when it comes to your photography, it makes you question your worth as a photographer. And that self-doubt creates a lack of confidence. And that lack of confidence can prevent you from taking the bold steps needed to grow your career, such as applying for exhibitions, submitting your work to competitions, or making that call to show your portfolio to a new potential client. Fear leads to isolation. Like, you know that fear leads to isolation. You're probably by yourself right now. You might avoid networking or collaborating with other photographers because you're fearful about being judged or not measuring up. That isolation hinders your growth and limits your opportunities for learning and exposure to new things. So here's your solution. Learn from your personal experiences, and learning from what you've done before is a great motivator. Learning from what happens when you're fearful and don't act versus now you're leaning into your fear and you're still acting. It's a powerful motivating. Like, hearing how others have faced their fears and overcome them provides an amazing insight and encouragement for you. It's so valuable. Those stories remind you that fear is a common experience and everybody deals with it. It's possible to overcome it. So find people like me who successfully have navigated similar fears. Like, all the same fears that you have, I have all of them. And I just do it anyways. And honestly, whether it's me or someone else who's also facing their fear, those experiences can offer practical advice and reassurance that you're not alone. You're not alone in these struggles. Mentorship provides a roadmap for dealing with fear and also achieving success, because that's what we're here to do. I say over and over again, I have 3 coaches. I have a business coach, a marketing coach, and a creative coach. And they talk me off the fence. They talk me off the cliff. They motivate me when I'm low. They lift me up, and they give me the roadmap of what I should be doing next. We can also be using visualization techniques. Visualizing successful outcomes can help you reduce anxiety and build confidence. Imagine seeing yourself succeeding in situations that currently cause you fear. Like, it's a mental rehearsal, and that helps you actually face the situation. And when you're in it, it makes it less intimidating. Like, I only imagine positive outcomes. Anytime that I'm going to shoot, it's always, oh my God, this is going to be the best shoot ever. This is going to be amazing. My clients are going to love this. This is going to be the best work. This is going straight into my portfolio. I say all these things in my head, like, every day that I wake up, this is going to be amazing. My podcast is going to be amazing. This is going to help so many people. Like, I say all of these things anytime I do something. I actually activate it by saying so. If you walk into someone, oh, this is going to be horrible. Oh my God, this is going to take so long. This is going to be forever. This person's not going to like me. Like, if you go through all of that stuff, you're just reinforcing it. Like, so you need to look fear in the face and say, hey, shut up. So let's go. Photo Ronan. Welcome to the Carty Crew Reviews, my friend. And you know, every time somebody, first of all, becomes a member, donates, gives a super chat or something that literally means they have to open their wallet and pull out their card and do something, I gotta thank you. So you get the smoke. I bring the ambiance into the room, you know, and again, it's a wood room, so let's add fire to a wood room. It's smart. Thank you, Photo Ronan. I hope photo reviews bring you value. You need to start submitting. There's an assignment out right now. Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you connect your Discord to your YouTube channel so you can start submitting. Welcome. So here's how you action it. Oh my goodness. Oki, with the gifting of the 5 memberships. Oki gifts memberships so often that it's like he is the #1 gifter on this channel. I can't tell you, he's gifted like 100. He's gifted literally 100 memberships. So Oki, thank you. And Casper, Zuri, Andrew, Caesar, Michelle, you all just got gifted a membership by the very generous Oki. Thank you, Oki. So here's your action. Reflect on a personal experience where, like, imagine I've been working for so long at this, and there's been so many times where fear has stopped me dead. Fear stops me dead often. Now, here's the things that I was afraid of. And I actually made a list. I made a list for this part of my notes. I made a list of all the things that I was afraid of. I was afraid to speak to strangers. I was afraid to speak to people who had the power to hire me about hiring me. I was afraid to ask for work. I was afraid that there would be no opportunities for me. I was afraid that I wouldn't be taken seriously. I was afraid that being inexperienced was going to stop me. And I'll remind you, I started when I was 20. So I worried that I was too young. But this is what I believed. I believed that I was talented. I believed that I was good enough. I believed that I was better than people who were actually working as a photographer. I believed that I was going to make it. And I believed that I was going to be published. And I believed that Carty photographer was going to be a household name. So, although I was afraid, I believed. And what I was doing, I was specializing in fashion and beauty. I was testing models. I was shooting creatives for free for my portfolio. I was getting better every shoot. I was learning how to direct. I was learning how to light. I was making prints because it was film days. I was shooting film, of course. And I was doing meetings. So all of the things that I was afraid of, I actually did. And that helped me so much. So what you can do is create a personal challenge. Set a goal to face one specific fear each month. Document your journey in that fear journal that you just started and share it. Like, when you share it publicly, it not only keeps you accountable, but it also inspires others who might actually be facing the same fear. Connect with my photography community. Please join my Discord, join other communities, social media groups, Facebook groups, local clubs in person where you can share your experiences and learn from others. If you're in Toronto, I'm going to be doing meetups and photo walks starting this month. Like, We're going to get one going on in the next couple of weeks. Schedule has been insane, but I'm going to pre-schedule 3 photo walks. There'll be one in June, there'll be one in July, there'll be one in August, maybe even one in September. So if you're in Toronto, it's going to help. Engaging with the community provides support, it provides feedback, and it provides encouragement. So let's talk about leaning into fear and some things that you can do to actually lean in to your fear. I've said over and over again, your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die. So step out of your comfort zone. And doing that, stepping out of your comfort zone, facing new challenges, oh my God, it's so intimidating. Fear often feels overwhelming and insurmountable, but you can take the first step. Even if it's difficult, you can still take the first step. The anticipation of fear can be just as paralyzing as the fear itself. And fear can cause you to second guess your decisions and your abilities. Fear causes self-doubt, and that self-doubt prevents you from taking the actions necessary for growth, such as pursuing these opportunities, exploring different styles of photography, picking up the phone and calling somebody, sending that email, building a portfolio. The fear of failure leads to a perfectionist mindset. This is another thing that victim of right here, and I'm sure you do it too. You avoid taking action until you feel like everything is exactly perfect. If it was just perfect, like my camera shots, and I mean, for me with my set, that's always changing. There was a light back there. The light's not there anymore. I'm clearing this wall because I'm getting ready to put prints up. We're constantly looking for perfection. And what that ends up doing is it causes missed opportunities and stunted progress. Literally, perfectionism masks this underlying fear that we have of making mistakes. So get closer to your fear, stare into it, and embrace it. Understand that fear is a signal that you're on the edge of growth. Did you know that? That fear is a signal that you are on the verge of something, that you're on the verge. When you embrace fear, you transform it into a source of strength and motivation. Embrace fear, grab it. Change your relationship with fear. Instead of seeing it as something negative, view it as a necessary part of the creative process. It's necessary to be fearful. Accept the fact that feeling fear means that you're actually pushing boundaries and challenging yourself. Like, practice mindfulness and stress reduction techniques like deep breathe, meditate, yoga, all of the stretching, all of these things help you manage the physical and emotional responses that we have to fear. Like, there's things that we can do to calm our mind, and a calm mind is better equipped to face and overcome any fear. So, literally, think about a specific challenge that intimidates you. Break it down into smaller, actionable steps. Imagine if you're afraid of sharing your work on Instagram, on social media, on your website, on a newsletter, start by posting just one photo with a positive caption. Literally, a positive caption. When you gradually expose yourself, it helps you build confidence incrementally. So you can create a fear-facing plan. Literally, list out what fears you want to tackle and set deadlines when you're going to confront each one. Having tax issues, literally, set a deadline. This is the day that I'm going to deal with all that stuff. Like, again, having a plan provides a structure and makes the progress of facing fears more manageable. When you set deadlines like my portfolio, I'm going to do 5, I'm going to meet my first client in person by this date. Like, set drop dead dates that will affect and help you progress, and engage in regular self-assessment. You have to review your fears and the progress that you've made in overcoming them. Like, literally, if you're not making, what we do now, you're going to just slide into this, okay, let me make all these notes on all my fears, and then just get all into the perfection of your notes and talking about your fears, but not facing them. So you have to adjust your strategies and celebrate achievements, however small, to help you reinforce your positive behavior. I'm trying to change a behavior, and positive reinforcement, like, I can't be there to tell you when you're doing great things or silly things. So you have to be the one that, like, reinforces yourself positively and kind of flogs yourself when you're letting fear win. So there's some practical steps for overcoming fear. And facing fear becomes daunting without a strategy. Like, many photographers struggle with where to begin. Without a plan, fear feels chaotic, overwhelming, and leads to inaction. I do nothing when I'm afraid. I get paralyzed. Like, paralyzed. I literally just do nothing. I've leaned into everything that I've been afraid of over the last 2 years and just made all kinds of problems go away. So fear creates these mental barriers that make things seem larger than they actually are. Those barriers cloud your judgment and prevent you from seeing practical solutions to these challenges. Literally, the fear of the unknown can amplify anxiety. Not knowing what to do or what to expect makes you hesitant, even for the first step, even when you know it's necessary for your growth. So figure out what it is that you should do. Figure out what it is that your first step is, and then do it. Start small. Start small. This is your solution. Don't try to tackle everything that you're afraid of today. Start small, and gradually it's going to build your confidence. Each small victory makes the next step easier. Break down your fears into manageable sections so you can tackle them without feeling overwhelmed. Set realistic goals, though. Start with achievable tasks that you can do that will build your confidence. If talking to strangers or doing street photography where you're shooting portraits and asking people, can I take your portrait? Can I take your portrait? Getting contact information, exchanging, if that is just too much, start with smaller goals. Start just being outside with your camera and waiting for people to look at you, and only interact with people who look at you and look at your camera, because that's the bridge. As you accomplish those small goals, gradually increase your difficulty. That step-by-step approach helps you build momentum, which you need momentum. You need a routine. Develop a routine. Consistency helps you desensitize yourself to fear. If you're fearful and you do something every day that you're afraid of, it just desensitizes you. Incorporate fear-facing activities into your regular schedule to make them a natural part of your workflow. Imagine you're a guy who does window cleaning outside skyscrapers. Imagine that guy's first day on the job. First day on the job. A few months later, it's just his job. He's leaned into the fear, and now it's just part of his workflow. It's natural. Anyone else looking at him up there cleaning those windows, oh my God. So it was a gradual thing. It's a gradual exposure. And that high-rise window cleaner, it was a gradual exposure. Start with going up there, working on the ropes, start with being up there, getting acclimatized to being on the heights, and eventually you're on the platform and you're cleaning the windows. So create a plan for gradual exposure to what you're fearful of. If you fear criticism, start here. Start by doing photo reviews, because this is inconsequential. Although it's public and we're on YouTube, really, nobody knows you, so it doesn't matter but I'm helping you. I'm giving you actionable criticism, But it's not you taking your portfolio to a magazine where they look at your book and they're like, oh my God, you could have did that. Like now, like you have someone else, me, who's literally helping you tune your portfolio. So when you do go into a place where it actually matters, you've already gone through this process. You've taken constructive criticism, you've built on that, and now you're ready to go to somebody who has the power to hire you, and you're ready to hear criticism from them. So start by asking for feedback from a trusted friend, me, before moving on to like going to like show your book to Vogue. That gradual approach makes the whole process less intimidating. So you have to implement a feedback loop, literally after each step, every single step that you're doing here, feedback loop. Seek feedback and reflect on everything that you're doing. Use the information that you're learning to improve and adjust what you're doing. Adjust the approach. When you get this feedback, the feedback that I give in my photo reviews, the feedback that you get in my Discord, in my masterclass, through my one-on-one training, it provides valuable insights and it boosts your confidence. And then you get to celebrate your progress, acknowledge the fact, and reward yourself for each step that you're taking towards overcoming your fear. Celebrate every small win, which helps you reinforce that positive behavior and motivates you to continue moving forward towards your fears. And understand this, the only thing that fear is a lack of information and a lack of experience. That's it. Fear is a lack of information and a lack of experience. So much of that fear, all fear, it comes from what I don't know what lies ahead. What lies ahead? We don't know what lies ahead tomorrow. So are you fearful of tomorrow? Like we worry about rejection, criticism, failure, all unknowns, like create a sense of dread that often paralyzes us from taking any action. We just stay in our house and we just hang on the internet. So it's a lack of experience. Like we're not experiencing enough things, which exacerbates our fear. That's a hard word to say. When you're new to any situation, I have social anxiety. So whenever I'm in a new situation, it creates a fear thing. And I've realized like I've started to embrace new situations and realize that new situations always work out amazingly for me. So I started not being afraid of new situations. I started leaning into new situations, and now they're not intimidating. And I also have the context of past experiences where I realized, like, you know what? You went to that thing you didn't want to go to. It was amazing. You went to that thing you didn't want to go to. You were stressed about. It was amazing. You went to that thing that you didn't know anybody and you were stressed about, and it was amazing. So use your past experiences, and it creates context, and be like, oh yeah, right. So I shouldn't probably worried about this one. Happens all the time for me. So understand, fear is fueled by misinformation and also our own past negative experiences. Like we hear a horror story from somebody, or we've had a horror story, something bad happening in our past, like from getting any kind of harsh criticism from our parents or teachers or anything like that. It makes us wary of putting ourselves out there again. And most of the time, and most of the reason that people don't submit photos here is because they've got bad criticism in the past, or they've been like, and it's like, this is positive criticism, and it's a different kind of criticism. When you get positive criticism, you can act on it, change, and actually improve. So many people like associate any kind of critique or review as a negative thing, and it's actually so positive. So what I'm trying to give you is information. When you're gaining information and experience, it reduces your fear. So imagine if you're afraid of shooting people, you take a portrait, you submit it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, you're an amazing portrait photographer. And you're like, I had no idea. Now that's going to give you confidence. So each time you face potential rejection or criticism, you learn more about what works and what doesn't. Sometimes the thing that you think didn't work works. More times than you think, the things that works didn't work. It's more the opposite. And honestly, that knowledge, it empowers you to make better decisions, and also reduces the unknowns. So you're already doing this. You're here and you're seeking learning opportunities. I hope that you attend workshops. I have a masterclass. I do it once a month. I have weekly check-ins. I know you're reading books. Hopefully you're following other industry leaders in your niche, people who are at the top of the type of photography that you want to do, so you can gain more knowledge. The more informed you are, the less room there is for fear. And fear is based on ignorance. Like, that's it. Fear is based on ignorance. That's why there's racism. Racism is fear based on ignorance of a different race. That's all it is. So understand, when we reflect on our past experiences, even like in our childhood and all the times that we've had trauma, all of those things like literally associate themselves to fear. And also our successes from our childhood attach us to successes in our adulthood. So analyze both your successes and your failures and understand what contributed to the outcome. When you reflect, it helps you build a framework for handling similar situations in the future, literally. Seek out opportunities to gain experience. Like, put yourself outside your comfort zone. Go to a workshop. Participate in a contest. Imagine that. You put yourself up for a contest. Let's see how good my work is. I'm having a glitch. See how good my work is up against a bunch of other photographers. Join my Discord. Put your work in my Discord. The more you expose yourself to different scenarios, the less intimidating they become. And when you're networking, network with experienced photographers. Join communities where you can learn from those who have more experience than you. Ask questions. Seek advice. Building a network of knowledgeable peers gives you support and guidance. I collect them. I have like 850 of them all in one place. And document your journey. Really, document your journey. Keep a record of what you learn from these experiences, from what you, oh my God, I hung out with Carty today in the Discord. This is what I learned. Like, if you're not noting what's working and what's not, and how you felt doing things, you're not doing it right. When you document what's going on with yourself day to day and track your progress, it provides valuable insights for future situations. You got to believe in yourself. You really, really got to believe in yourself. I'm guessing you're passionate about photography, but navigating the leap from hobbyist to professional can feel like a daunting, solitary journey. You know that you have the potential, but what you need is a clear path and expert guidance. I'm sure you also know that photography school costs upwards of $50,000, or maybe you think you're too old to go back to school. That's where I come in. I can give you delivery of my patented Carty method one-on-one. It's not just any mentorship, it's a personalized deep dive into a proven 6-phase system that I've developed over my 33-year career. Together, we'll walk through each phase of the Carty method, tailored specifically to your needs and your pace. Whether it's mastering the art of composition or understanding the business side of photography, or even developing your unique style, I'll be there to guide you every step of the way. You can take the first step towards realizing your dream of becoming a professional photographer very simply. Enroll in the Carty Method one-on-one mentorship today. With personalized guidance and actionable steps at every session, you're not just learning, you're actually transforming. My time is limited. There's only 24 hours in a day, so I can only take on 8 shooters this way. So apply now to secure your spot and start your journey to becoming a professional photographer. Thanks, Carty. You got to believe in yourself, really. If you don't believe in yourself, none of this works. A lack of self-belief is your biggest barrier. Without confidence in your abilities, it's hard to push past the fear, eh? Self-doubt makes you question every single decision, every single action, and it leads to paralysis by analysis and negative self-talk. I'm never going to be able to do this. I don't know if I'm like, negative self-talk erodes your confidence, and you're doing it to yourself. And you're doing it to yourself because your parents did it to you, and their parents did it to them, and it goes on and on and on. That negative self-talk erodes your confidence. Constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough or that you're going to fail creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Literally, You're going to start believing those negative thoughts, and you're not going to even act on the things that you know you should do because you've never acted on anything that you've said you're going to do before. When you compare yourself to others, it undermines your self-belief. Seeing other people being successful and feeling like you don't measure up literally makes you doubt your own abilities and your own potential. Even if you're in a different stage, comparison is the thief to joy. You can't compare yourself to anybody. You are on your own journey. So, your solution: build belief in yourself through consistent effort and recognize every tiny victory. Even minor successes boost your confidence. When you acknowledge your progress, you're reinforcing positive behaviors, and it helps you build momentum. Develop a positive mindset. Replace the negative self-talk with affirmations and constructive thoughts. Literally, my favorite thing to say, I say, money comes frequently and easily. Money comes frequently and easily. And I literally affirm every single thing before I do it. This is going to be an amazing day. Focus on your strengths and what you've accomplished rather than what you haven't. Like, if you focus on the less, you'll get less. Focus on all the gifts that you do have: the gift to see, the gift to walk, the gift to literally think and form thoughts. Your hands work. You have dexterity. Don't think about what you don't have, because you're going to get a lot more of it. Surround yourself with positivity. Engage with people who support you and uplift you. And don't hang out with Debbie Downers. Avoid those who bring negativity or any kind of doubt in your life. Create a positive environment, which is going to foster self-belief and your own self-confidence. So many times, like, your negative environment oftentimes is your family. And it's not just you. It's everybody. Everybody's own family sometimes are the most negative environment. So make sure you find time for yourself and believe in yourself. No one else needs to believe in you except for you, but they all will once you prove them wrong. So start small and think of small, achievable goals and track your progress. If you set small, achievable goals and celebrate each milestone, no matter how small, what it does is it helps you build a positive feedback loop that strengthens your belief in yourself and your belief in your abilities. And vision boards, by the way, however tacky you think they are, it works. I literally, anything that I want, I just look at it. Or like write it down, and then I have it. Literally, visualize your goals and your dreams by creating visual representations of them. Seeing the things that you want daily keep you motivated and focused on your path. Literally, I started this with my Hasselblad, like photography school. My teacher said, always write with your favorite pen. And then he lectured about the artist and how the artist strives. We always have to have like our special tool or our special camera, the special lens or whatever. Like, he said this: take a picture of it or cut out a picture of it. Back then it was no digital. So it was like, cut out a picture of it, put it on your mirror, put it in your locker. My thing today would be put it on your desktop, on both your desktops, put it on your phone, put it on your iPad, put it on every screen. So the first time time you pick it up, you see it. Like, when you see that thing over and over and over again, your brain starts to wire a way to get it, because it's going to be tired of looking at it. And then once you have it, it'll literally be like you just manifested that thing into your hand, and then you can get to work and stop making excuses. Literally, because if you're always striving for that thing that you need to do the thing that you want to do, you're not doing the thing that you want to do. You're striving for the thing. So visualize and practice self-compassion to counter your negative self-think. Treat yourself with kindness and treat yourself with understanding. Go gentle on yourself, especially when things don't go as planned. Like, acknowledge the fact that you put in effort and forgive yourself for your mistakes. Like, don't just do that over and over and over again because you're doing nothing. Like, I did nothing today. I forgive you. I did nothing today. I forgive you. I mean, that's coolio if you want to do that. But if you're really trying to reach the stars and like you hit the sun, It's okay. You're trying to hit the sun and you hit the moon. Don't flog yourself. Self-compassion builds resilience and it fosters a healthy sense of self-worth. Like, we have to love ourselves. And developing a growth mindset is the next thing that I want to talk about. This is something that I thought school was over. I really leaned into this growth mindset over the last 2 years, like thinking, I'm a 50-plus-year-old dude. I'm going to start a YouTube channel, or I'm going to revamp or bring my YouTube channel back to life, like, at my age. And guess what? I did it. And guess what's happening? It changed my life. So I've developed a growth mindset with everything that I do. And I thought that my learning was over, but oh my goodness, learning, you don't stop. It's just constant. And I don't view failures as setbacks anymore. Like, viewing failures as setbacks, it's a reflection. Like, it means that you're seeing your self-worth as a lower thing. Like, it hinders your progress. And like, a set mindset, a fixed mindset makes you avoid challenges, makes you not do anything that you've never done before. Like, fear of failure. Oh my goodness, that's going to expose your limitations. It's going to expose you. Like, that mindset limits your potential and it stifles your growth. You have no idea what you're capable of. No idea, because you haven't tried yet. Fear of failure prevents you from trying new things. If you believe that your abilities are static, you're less likely to take risks that could lead to amazing learning and improvement. Like, a fixed mindset leads to fear of feedback. Like, when you're fixed, you don't even want to hear what anyone has to say about you. Instead of seeking criticism as a tool for growth, you see it as an attack, a personal attack. That defensiveness prevents you from gaining valuable insights and improving your skills. No one's attacking you. They're trying to help you. So adopt a growth mindset where failures are seen as opportunities to learn and improve. If someone tells you that you're doing something wrong, say thank you. That mindset encourages resilience and continuous improvement. Embrace challenges as opportunities and develop new skills and knowledge, because there is an ocean of knowledge out there. And me, I know like 2 drops of information in an ocean of knowledge. Like, some of you have half a drop. So start scooping out knowledge, literally, and reframe your failures. Instead of seeing anything that you do and don't succeed as a negative outcome, view it as a necessary step in the learning process. As photographers, we fail every single time we go out with our camera. We shoot hundreds of pictures. We choose 1, we choose 2, we choose 3. That's hundreds of failures for a few successes. So understand that's a necessary part of our process. Our life is the same way. It's failures and successes, and they balance themselves. And understand that everybody experiences setbacks, and each one provides lessons for us. So seek out constructive feedback, constructive criticism, and approach that feedback with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Use it as a tool to refine your skills, to improve your work. Constructive criticism is as essential as like air when it comes to your development and your growth. When you're faced with a setback, ask yourself, what can you learn from this? Write down the lessons and think about how you can actually apply them to yourself in the future, to future projects. That practice, it helps you shift your perspective from a fear of failure and curiosity to a perspective of growth. Challenge yourself. Set goals that push you out of your comfort zone and require you to develop new skills. And if you embrace discomfort and the discomfort that comes with growth, see it as a sign that you're progressing. When you lift weights and you go to the gym and you push, you go there once, what happens once? You get sore. What happens twice? You still get sore. What happens third time? You get sore, but you get stronger. You have to keep going. And then after a while, you realize you're getting sore and stronger. And then you realize the soreness is your muscles growing. So Pain is a fear signal, and it's also a sign of growth. And if you lean into the fear, that's when the growth can activate. So engage in reflectivity and reflective practice. Review your work, review your experiences, identify areas that you can improve, and reflect on your successes and your failures. It's how you get a deeper understanding of your strengths and your weaknesses. So, Indie. If you're running a photography business, especially if you're doing that and juggling photo shoots, I've got something that might be a game changer for you. It's called Indie, and trust me, it's like having a personal business assistant, only it's affordable. First off, imagine creating eye-catching project proposals super easily. Indie helps you do that so you can impress your clients and get more gigs. Plus, there's these ready-to-go contracts which are a breeze to sign thanks to electronic signatures. No more paperwork headaches. Then there's the task management part. You know how you have to keep track of a million things? Indie has a great to-do list and digital tools that let you visualize your work and keep everything super organized. It's really helpful. Invoicing, Indie's got you covered. Send out professional invoices and estimates and let your clients pay through options like PayPal, Stripe, Zelle, and even pay you by check if they need to. Working closely with clients, Indie has a cool client portal where you can chat, share files, and keep everybody in the loop. It's like your project command center. You don't need to use Google Drive. For those of you who are still billing by the hour, there's a time tracker that logs how much time you're spending on each project. Talk about making life easier. And then there's extras like file storage for your photos, customizable forms for all your client interactions, and a calendar that gives you a bird's eye view of your schedule. Here's the kicker. With my promo code Carty35, you can get 35% off your first year of Indie's Pro plan, which works out to be about $7.80 a month if you go monthly, and an even better deal of $5.85 a month if you pay annually. It's $5.85. So if you want to focus more on the creative side of your business and less on that stuff that you don't like doing that much, Indie is your go-to. Click the link in the video description, use my code Carty35, and watch the magic happen. Give it a go. See how it works for you and watch how it transforms your business. Thanks so much. Thank you to Indie for sponsoring this podcast. It's easy to feel isolated in your fears and your struggles. It really is. Thinking that others have it all figured out, but you don't. That isolation makes you feel like you're the only one that's facing these challenges, which can be super discouraging. I'm noticing I'm getting glitched. Hearing about other successes can create unrealistic expectations, eh? Social media and other platforms often highlight achievements only without showing the struggles behind them, which lead to a skewed perception of what success actually look like. Like, if you have a lack of relatable role models in your life, it makes it difficult to set a clear path forward. So if you're not hearing about others' successes, other people who have overcome the similar fears that you have, it can be challenging to envision yourself doing the same thing. So here's what you do. Listen for other stories from other photographers who have faced similar fears and succeeded. What that does is it provides inspiration and practical insights. You're going to find these stories on Discord. You're going to find these stories by literally following some of the people who are writing Substacks like that I've been recommending. These stories remind you that fear is a common thing that everybody's experiencing, and overcoming it, it's totally possible. So look for authentic stories. Look for accounts, Instagram accounts that share both the highs and the lows of photography. Because if you're experiencing lows and not enough highs, you need to talk to some people who are experiencing both. Authentic stories provide a more balanced view and a more realistic expectation of the future, and also offer us practical advice. Create a dialogue. Engage with other photographers. Like, too many photographers don't talk to anybody else. It's just them and watching me. Engage with other photographers. Share your own experience. Build a community where everybody can share their fears and their successes together. It creates a supportive environment where growth and learning are actually encouraged. You can set this up yourself. And I had that when I started. I had a collective of photographers, and we all came up together and we all hung out together. We all helped each other and we all encouraged each other. Like, I don't think that that's happening as much. And guess what? We all became successful. Reach out to other photographers, ask about their struggles, ask about their experiences, ask about their fears, share the stories on your platform, make a blog post, interview somebody, like record a podcast, like do something. It not only helps you, but it helps you build a community around other people who might also be feeling fear like you are. Like, if you go to events, if you go to webinars, talk to other people as well. Like I literally have a masterclass. I do it on Zoom. I do it every week. And every week I do the masterclass once a month, but what I added was these weekly check-ins, and those gatherings actually let me hear what the pain points are so I can help every single person with their pain points. And like, it makes it so I can also share my journey. I can explain to you what I'm doing and what's happening behind the scenes of this podcast. I talk about my challenges, like how yesterday I fell down the stairs. I don't have stairs here, but I was in a store and I fell down like the stairs in a store and like swolled up my arm and like, anyways, it's like, we all have challenges, you know? And again, when you get older and like you're wearing cycling shoes and the shoe slips and it's like, thank God I only fell down 3 stairs. But we have to share these stories because we're all real humans. And you might see me just as somebody who you watch on YouTube, but I assure you, I'm a real person. And I have stories, I have pain, I have things that like we all do. And right now my pain is right here. Right now, I'm doing a podcast and my girlfriend is painting the hallway. She's painting the hallway. We still have to finish painting this house. So I'm doing this and she's helping us by doing that. Like, share your stories and listen to other people's stories. Listening to those stories provide valuable insights, motivation. And I have a mentorship program. And if you're having problems overcoming fears, like, talk to me, book a 15-minute chat so I can talk to you about my journey and I can share you and like share different ways that you can get through yours. Like, honestly, I do these little I have full coaching, but sometimes people are stuck and I offer like just quick little hits of mentorship to people for free just to like get them back on their path because I have the ability to, and I just want to help. So use those opportunities. And if you're a more experienced photographer or you know amazing things about retouching or post-production or shooting in studio or making video or editing video, like, help other photographers who are struggling in that area. Like, build a community around what you're amazing at. So, navigating your fears alone. I was so tired of navigating my fears alone, so I created a network. Navigating your fears alone, it's challenging, man. Without support, it's so easy to get discouraged and give up. Just give up on your photography, give up on your goals. And isolation makes your fears massive. So massive. And isolation makes your fears larger and more insurmountable than they actually are. And a lack of feedback hinders your growth. Like, you don't even know how good you are because you're not using a feedback loop. Without input from others, it's impossible to gauge your progress and identify areas that you need to improve. Constructive criticism and encouragement are essential for development for anybody. So if you're feeling unsupported, it leads to burnout. The emotional toll of facing fears and challenges on your own is exhausting. Having a support network provides the emotional and practical support, making this whole journey of being a professional photographer more manageable. So surround yourself with a supportive, engaged community. Engage with photographers. Join my Discord. participate in the discussions. Having a support system provides encouragement, valuable feedback, and it helps you navigate your fears more effectively. You'll see there's nothing really to be afraid of, and you'll see that other people have had that fear and gone through it. And what we're looking for is diverse perspectives, like not just one perspective, which is why you shouldn't just watch me. Don't listen to me. Like, watch other people. Listen, like, look at all kinds of other sources. When you get diverse perspectives, you're creating a varied support network who offer different viewpoints and different experiences. Like, don't come to me for Photoshop like expertise. Go to Pixpin Perfect. He's a genius with Photoshop, and I watch him because he's a genius with Photoshop. For me, I'm a 30-year working pro. So some people come to me for like photography, business, and that kind of expertise and style and all kinds of other stuff that I'm good at. So diversify your inputs, and that enriches your understanding and helps you have a diverse approach to your photography. Diversity in your network leads to more innovation and more innovative solutions and ideas. So the idea is we're trying to foster relationships that go both ways, support each other in their journey, like support someone as they're supporting you, offer encouragement as you're getting the encouragement back. It builds a stronger and more connected community. Everybody benefits from sharing and learning, eh? So join my Discord if I haven't said that 12 times already, and join like public in-person groups. Participate actively, share your work, ask for feedback, offer support to others, and build connections, because that can provide a sense of belonging. This is what my Discord community creates. You belong there. It's a belonging, and you feel like people know you. People are making best friends in this Discord, and they're all photographers. If you can't do a meetup that someone else is doing, set up your own meetup. Set up your own photo meetup. Put up an ad, like set up a virtual hangout. I have all kinds of rooms where you can do virtual hangouts in my Discord. Regularly connect with your network and share experiences, share your challenges, share your successes. Those gatherings are an amazing source of motivation. And create an accountability partnership. This is something that I'm going to start doing in my pro group. Is I'm going to pair people up. So when you pair up with another photographer, you regularly are checking in on each other's progress. And that photographer is like, hey, did you do this thing that you said you were going to do? That partnership provides mutual support, encouragement, and accountability, helping both of you stay on track. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with some key takeaways today and actionable steps that you can actually start implementing today to help you overcome your fear and unlock your true potential as a photographer. So, today's key takeaways. This is how you understand your fear. Know that fear is a natural part of the creative process. It's not the enemy, but it's a signal that you're on the edge of growth. Recognize that fear often stems from a lack of information, experience, and a belief in yourself. Understand that there's a dynamic between fear and success. Avoiding fear gives it power. Avoiding fear gives it power. When you lean away from fear, fear gets bigger. When you look fear in the eye, fear gets. Understand the dynamics of fear and success. Stepping out of your comfort zone and facing your fears head on is crucial for personal and professional growth. Okay? Learn from the experiences of others who face the same thing that you're dealing with. Surround yourself with only photographers that are just a little bit better than you, just a little bit further on than you. Their personal stories can provide valuable insights, inspiration, and reassurance that you're not alone in your struggles. And lean into that fear. Embrace your fear by getting close to it, staring into it, and taking small, little actionable steps to confront it. Gradual exposure helps you build confidence and resilience. Understand that you can drive across the country at night. All you need to know is your destination, and you need to be able to see 100 feet ahead of you, which is all your headlights let you do. You're able to see 100 feet ahead of you, yet if you know your destination, you can drive at night just knowing 100 feet at a time, just seeing 100 feet at a time, you can go anywhere. So work on cultivating a positive mindset, and celebrating small victories. Surround yourself with positivity and practice self-compassion. Stop flogging yourself. Believe in your ability to succeed and grow, and view failures and setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. Embrace every challenge that you face and seek constructive criticism and feedback continually. It's going to develop your skills and it's going to develop your knowledge. Some actionable steps on your fears. Identify what they are. First of all, identify your specific fears. I'm afraid of this. Showing my portfolio, talking to strangers, doing street portraits of strangers, doing studio photo shoots, lighting with artificial light. Write down every single fear. Take the time to do it. And the ones related to your photography and other, categorize them and relate them based on their impact and how frequent they're happening. And start breaking them down into small, achievable goals. Choose one fear to confront this week, one to next one, the after week, and break them down into small, manageable steps. If you fear sharing your work, post one photo to social media with a positive caption. I talked about that earlier. Create a fear-facing plan. Develop a structured plan for gradually confronting your fears. Set deadlines and actually tackle them. Incorporate these things into your daily workflow. And another reminder, join a supportive community. Join my Discord, share your experiences, seek feedback, offer feedback to other people, offer support to other people, build connections with fellow photographers, provide encouragement and motivation. And number 5, celebrate your progress. Keep a journal. Document every fear that you have and reflect on the outcome. Reflect on what you've learned, celebrate your achievements, however small they are. And that practice reinforces positive behavior and builds momentum. Number 6 was seek learning opportunities. Go to workshops, submit to contests, network with experienced photographers. The more you experience yourself to different scenarios, the less intimidating they become. So, final thoughts. Fear is not a barrier, but a catalyst for growth. By leaning into your fear, you diminish its power and you unlock your true potential. Every successful photographer, has they've dealt with some fears. I've dealt with some fears, and you can do the same. Like fears that you have you couldn't even wrap your head around the things that I've dealt with in my life. And it's because I've been doing it for 33 years and I've been a photographer since I was 20. So through photography school, through going to university and studying photography, through working in the industry, working at camera stores, showing my portfolio to modeling agencies, like every single thing that I was afraid of, I did it anyways. And I'm here. Like my journey is unique. Your journey is unique. But the process of overcoming fear and achieving success is universal. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. We all overcome fear. We all have to, and we're all trying to achieve success. That thing is universal. So I hope today brought you value. Thank you for joining me. I hope you felt this wholeheartedly helpful. And by the way, make clips. If you find this stuff helpful, make clips, share it with people, share it with your network. Keep shooting, Keep pushing through your fears and celebrating your progress. We have to celebrate our progress, because if we don't, what are we doing? Honestly, we're trying to strive for greatness. And this whole vibe with our photography career, it is a lifelong, ongoing, uphill push. And if you're afraid, it means you're doing the right thing. Fear is not a reason to not do something. Not ever a reason to not do something. It's okay to be afraid, but you're going to do this anyways. I hope today brought you value. I will see you on Tuesday. Much love. I hope this brought you value. This commercial-free stream is brought to you by the members of this channel. Without you guys, honestly, you guys keep this whole thing going. Keep me motivated whenever I see a new member joining live, whenever I see a new member joining in my dashboard. It makes me happy. I do this for you. If you're a subscriber, thank you. I do live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Sundays are Behind the Picture. Tuesdays and Thursdays are Ask a Photo Pro. The members of this channel, thank you. If you became a member in the last 25 members, you're going to see your name scrolling across the top of the screen. Thank you. KM, Vladimir, Andre, Simeon, Steve K, thank you, thank you. If you became a subscriber recently, if you found me recently, if I am new to you, you're going to see your name scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and I welcome you, and I'm glad you are here. It won't be long before you become a member. Thank you guys so very much. I have hours, thousands of hours of long-form, super informative podcasts, photo reviews, and short hit videos on this channel. Please dive deep. Please investigate the video description. I got tons of stuff to help you in every single video description. This one is no different. I love you all.